awkward for me, like when I try to do stuff. Here, we'll just do this, okay? All right. So, if you don't know what the hell the goal of this VOD is, we're just basically going to be watching his gameplay, breaking it down. I'll say if he could have done stuff better or whatever, because contrary to popular belief, Faker and Apto do make mistakes. And everyone can actually get better. So he opens Boots 4, which is pretty standard. One of the main things that is standing out to me is he's not going Ignite, but maybe it's because of the matchup. Like, maybe he does that because Zeroth, but usually Apto before used to always have the belief of running Ignite. Another thing is he used to, at least from someone that I knew that knew him, he used to always pick the advantageous skins. Or maybe that's only when he's intentionally, like, trying to climb or something. So, anyways, he's running movement quintessences, as you can see from his movement speed. Whatever, just waiting. We're just going to wait for the lane phase to commence. Okay, so he opens up with 1 red. So it'll be interesting to see if he does the double red, which is something that you can do against mages that typically push against you. Okay, so he does do the double red. And the double red, it kind of gives Twisted Fate some control in matchups that he otherwise wouldn't. Wow, triple reds. Okay. I guess this is because, like, Zeroth came into the lane a little bit late. Throws a blue. That was really fast. That was really nice. Zeroth 40 AP, no MR. Okay, now he reds again. This is something that a lot of Twisted Fates on Korea started doing, is they'll spam red cards early. Nanye was really popular at doing it. And they'll just do it to gain control of the lane in matchups, again, that would otherwise be unfavorable. So here, okay, yeah. I was about to say, like, he has to throw Q here. See Q? Wow. Okay. Now, the interesting thing is, like, okay, so if we slow this down, one thing that you'll notice that Apto does, if you compare this to other streamers, is his clicks are very frequent, okay? And this goes back to the DI portion. A lot of what he's doing, like, so we're going to slow down the VOD. Okay, we're going to go back. All right? This is really important, okay? Him moving at half speed, the VOD is at half speed right now, okay? This is moving, his, like, actions are still faster than most players. Like, that's really impressive, okay? And this is really important because you see that he clicks, okay? He initiates the command, and then before the command even issues, his mouse is somewhere else, okay? And this comes into DI play because basically you always want to be overriding Riot's system. So what DI is, here, I'll explain it very briefly, okay? Is so basically if you're, like, he's here, okay? He goes over here, like his mouse cursor was here, he throws the Q, okay? Now, he obviously wants to click here immediately, okay? And so as he throws the Q in the global cooldown time, like, scheme of things, you know, like everything has a global cooldown, okay? You're gonna rapidly spam and initiate the next action instantly to just try to fight Riot's coding so that the second, like literally the 0.1 second that the next global command is able to be issued or whatever, you do it, okay? And this is why, like, I'll use myself as an example. When I used to play Evelyn, right, her Q is on such a short cooldown, right? So you want to be spamming it, like, literally just, like, fucking tap, 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 like, literally spamming it as fast as you can. And the reason that you do that is because if the Q comes up and you press it at 0.29 seconds, and then it comes up and you press it at 0.41 seconds, it comes up again, you press it at, 0.19 seconds, etc. And these gaps are occurring. If this eventually ever equals 1, you've lost damage, okay? And this is why, like, mass spam input command is really crucial, but DIing is also really crucial to follow-up mechanics that you plan to do. And this is why I talk about ping being such a bitch. And why, like, when I was in NA, I discovered that, like, just on 2 champions that I played in NA, Ezreal and Pantheon, there were things that I could not do in 40 ping that I know exists as mechanical, like, stuff that is possible on Ezreal and Pantheon. And they're very minor, but it goes into the aspect of DI, and it goes into the aspect of these global cooldowns and stuff. So I hope that makes sense. So anyways, it's interesting that Apd0 is very solid, and he's very methodical in all his clicks and his movements. And for anyone that fucking says to you that you're spamming or you're clicking too much, no, okay? Obviously, you just ask them the question, okay? Is 0.25, okay, greater, like, slower than, right, in the sense or whatever, 0.15, all right? And the answer is yes, okay? Even though it's very minor, it is still slower. Therefore, this is superior in every single instance. It is inarguable. You can't say it. So anytime someone calls you a spammer because you're spamming Q or you're spamming something, you just fucking ignore them because they're basically lazy. And usually when people make comments like that about actions or something to that nature, okay, usually they're saying it due to an inferiority complex because they can't be asked to do it. You see that, not just in gaming, you see it in life. If someone recognizes that something is very efficient, and if they were capable of doing it, they would like to do it, but because it's, in Korean, there's this term called gichana, which means, like, you can't be asked to do it, it's too annoying, but obviously they recognize the efficiency in it. They'll just try to shut it down by projecting themselves psychologically in the sense that, like, they're just trying to say that it's bad even though it's clearly good. Don't let laziness guide you, okay? Anyways, let's go back into the VOD. All right, let's go back to regular speed. So he comes over here. Now, I think this is actually becoming optimal. Like, usually, like I said when the patch went live, right? The new jungle patch, that there used to be the ward called the Dade ward, which was around, like, 252 to, like, 259. You would place a ward up here. Let me change the color in case people can't see it. You used to place a ward up here, or respectively, you used to place it over here, okay? And the reason that you would do that was because that was the very standard way, or, if you know the jungler starts red, then obviously you place it over here, or you place it over here, okay? And the reason that you do that is because it's very standard, and it shuts down the jungler's ability to gank Q without committing to an obscure or inefficient path. So I think that actually nowadays, I think the 320 to, like, 335, so 320 to 335 or whatever, I think for solo queue, this is a very standard ward timing, and I think this is very safe, and this is the new Dade ward. I don't agree with him placing it here, but I can understand it because of how he's trying to play out the lane. But this comes into a psychological aspect, and it basically it embodies how Apd0 plays lanes, which is Apd0 is not known for being the most mechanical player. He is known for having the most insane mind games and the most insane reads of all pro gamers across the world. I think it would definitely be way more efficient, and it's way safer to definitely have the ward placed up over the edge here. But it's not going to lose you a game, but, like, whatever. I'm going to throw a Q, yep. Now, see, the other thing is that, like, some stuff that people misunderstand, right? Because I've gotten a lot of questions that sometimes I'll get messaged and people will be like, why do you say to always do this here? Or why do you say to always, issue this command here? Or why do you say to always do that here or something? And they say that they can just play devil's advocate, and it turns into, like, this endless cycle that if you throw Q here, and enemy does this, then you do this, and enemy does this, you do this, enemy does this, you do this, enemy does this, etc. Well, eventually, this cycle, okay, it does discover what the most optimal pathing was, because you play out every single situation You know what I mean? Around the clock. And then one situation ends up producing the best result. And when you determine what the best result is, then you factor it into your opponent's psychology inside of the lane, and then you basically weigh the options. Like, okay, well, this one is, you know, mathematically superior based on the law of averages. So if you have, or like just, you know, whatever, like, you know, mass data, okay? Like over 100 courses, this ends up being the best. But because of how your opponent's playing in the lane, this option up here, which is only good like 23% of the time, ends up being optimal because they meet other requirements that are being like asked by this one, okay? So basically from here, like this freeze frame that we're about to see in a second, obviously you hit here, you DI back, your next move is going to be to hit this minion, okay? So that's just like factual. There's no other move except to click in this vicinity, okay, after hitting him. Okay, this is like always has to be done. Now, what I was talking about over here about like this shit, like the, you know, the other possible stuff is if you know this guy sucks complete fucking dick and he doesn't know what he's doing and he's bronze and you're diamond, yes, you can click over here. Do you know what I mean? Even though this click over here is like this thing, which is like maybe 3% of the time it's good, you know that it's more optimal because you've read into him and he's met the requirements for this, okay? But when you're, you know, you don't have any reads and anything like that, there becomes stuff that is factual. So anyways, we're gonna go over this. And when he throws the blue card here, this is pretty standard. And now from this situation, his goal is to get within this box, okay? Because from standing inside of this box, okay, the trajectory on his Q is basically, it's going to be very simple, you know, like, so from this standpoint, every single time, the answer is Q. There is no situation where you auto attack here. Basically, if you run all the fucking drills on what is okay, you know what I mean? Again, assuming that your opponent does not suck complete dick, you're going to throw a Q here every single time. And because that is the determine thing, okay, you just memorize this. And if you play enough games on Twisted Fate, this will come up a lot. Like, this comes up way more than you can even imagine. But it doesn't just apply to this situation. What you do, okay, when you want to become a good player and you don't want to just learn to replicate stuff, is you take out these variables. You say, okay, well, now Zeroth is Ahri, and this is Orianna. What is Orianna's reasoning? Well, Orianna's, you know, if I throw the ball through here, it'll hit these two minions, and then I can also get the W ricochet onto him, and I can spike this person down, etc. It's just, League is literally like in chess, right? Like there's tens of hundreds of thousands of possible moves in chess, right? And basically your goal is to memorize the most efficient moves and then replicate them. And then the reason that pro chess continues to evolve and change and meta, etc., and blitz chess, whatever, it comes down to psychology, and it comes down to what you think is the best move based off of what your opponent's doing. And that's why not everything is completely factual in League up until mechanics. And that's what I always talk about. But anyways, so, okay. Let me just ask with chat if, like, this is all, like, if this is fine. Like, I wanna cater this to, like, what people are understanding. Like, is this making sense to the majority of people, like, what I'm talking about? Like, I'm trying to teach you how to break down a lane and then understand why certain things are actually absolute. You're bronze and you understand. I wouldn't share. Okay, alright, everyone gets what, okay. Alright, so, alright, we're good. You throw the Q here. Now, when you throw the Q, you ask yourself, okay, what's TF's, you know, next best option? Well, you know, this'll die, this'll die. Okay, this is before you even throw it, okay? So you can know this 10 seconds in advance. So when you were over here, about to get into that box, you know, okay, I move here, 2 seconds, okay? And then you know you move up, okay, 1.5 seconds. So now we're 3.5 seconds into the future. We already have our moves determined, okay? We then throw Q. Then you factor in, you know, the 0.75 seconds of the animation plus issuing the command, okay? Now we're at 4.25 seconds, okay? And then you do, like, the buffer time after it, so 0.25 seconds. So we're already thinking 4.5 seconds into the future. So when you're standing here and you know that this is going to happen in 4.5 seconds, you can then line up what you're thinking about the enemy jungler, okay, and everything else that's going on. And you know that's going to be your move. So then what comes next? So because you know this is the move, this is just instinct, okay? Like, you don't look at yourself, you don't look at your cursor. Your eyes are all on Xerath. You are literally eye-fucking him, like he's eye candy, okay? And then you use his movements to determine your next move after those 4.5 seconds. Okay, this does not come down to TF. It does not come down to Xerath. You can replace this with Zed. TF can be Zed. He can be Xerath. He can be Fizz. He can be Orianna. He can be Ari. He can be LeBlanc. He can be Victor. You know, he can be Poppy, uninstall.exe, you know, etc. So, like, that's what ends up happening, okay? So, anyways, let's just play the game, all right? I hope that I've broken down a lot of the movements for you and whatever. Q. Whoa, he autos. What? See, like, right here, I feel like... this, like, when he does this, I feel like the next move is always to get to this box and then throw a Q. And if you do that, it lines Xerath up and it forces him to go over here, which then means that these 3 minions will line up over here, and he's under pressure to CS, in which case he'll have to use mana to do so. So I don't understand why he doesn't Q here. This is a little bit bizarre to me. I mean, he misses the CS too. Faker, oh my god, he missed 2. What the fuck? I mean, that could have just been a mistake. He throws the Q here. I guess... So this is interesting. So basically, like, when you're doing stuff like this, you have to, again, so it goes back to what I was just saying a few minutes ago. You have to have all your stuff about these minions planned out in advance with your movements within a certain radius, okay? And then if Xerath ends up moving incorrectly due to your calculations, then you make adaptations based on, like, his mistakes. And you can see that he's just moving forward, like he'll hold the card, he'll move forward before throwing it, just applying a little bit of lane psychology. Pushes Xerath in, and when he comes up like this, now he wanted, it seemed like he was going down first, but then Xerath basically showed that he was undeterred, right? And so Xerath showed he's going to stay between here, which means he wants to initiate a freeze. So Apd0 changes his course of action, and then he says, okay, fuck you, and he comes up and he's like, you're not freezing the lane. So Apd0 comes up and he smacks him twice, all right? So he caught his kid with the hand in the cookie jar. And he wants to keep the pressure on, so he meets the lane as soon as it arrives. He throws the Q up, and Xerath is under a shitload of pressure. This should not be happening inside of this matchup. Okay. So he throws the Q. Now, Jarvan coming in at this point, basically, like, you have to know that Vi, like, okay, so if Jarvan comes over here, Scuttle Crab wasn't cleared, okay? It's highly unlikely that Vi ever came over here, okay? Look at how top lane's playing out, all right? Look at Ori's mana and look at her HP in relation to where the minions are, okay? Highly unlikely, especially because we can see over here that Vi is going to be over here. Look at bot lane, all right? Now, due to the bot lane matchup and whatever, it's unlikely that Vi is going to come from here. There is a possibility she comes from here. But basically, we've determined through the information that we have, but also using no information as information, that Vi is somewhere in this vicinity, okay? Now, when he shoves up like this, okay, the reason that he'll continue going over to the right or like anything like this is because Jarvan's right here, all right? So if Vi does come out of the bush right now, or, you know, if Vi was over here waiting, he's now able to see this. But if Vi does come out over here, he's easily able to get to Jarvan, in which case they can turn it. And now we see that Jarvan ends up going over here, and he goes over to the right. And so now, because of that, I'm assuming that Twisted Fate, or Apd0 is going to end up moving over to the left. Oh my god, it's not Vi? What the fuck? Xin Zhao. Okay, fuck my life. Alright, so Xin Zhao comes over to the left. Now, one thing that I would like him to do, like post-gank, no matter what, is tab and check Xin Zhao's CS. If you tab and check Xin Zhao's CS, and you see, for instance, 10, right? So if he has 10 CS, what does that tell you? Okay? So, like, basically, that tells you that he did blue, he did red, and then he did wraiths, and then he came here, okay? You look at his HP value, and whatever, blue's already off. So this means that he took an abstract path. Okay, so his path was not normal, which is completely fine. So he comes over here, Jarvan was over here for the counter gank, and so he lands the gold card, Xerath lands the stun, and Jarvan lands the flag. Okay. I think if Jarvan and TF are on the same exact page, okay, I actually think it's proper to flash here, stun. Well, I guess Q's not up. They would have to literally be on the same page. So something that exists, like if they're duo Q here or something, I think he actually, well, he probably wouldn't flash here because Q's not up. He probably flashes like here, like max distance. You know what I mean? So he probably flashes here to, you know, create like the widest gap that he can between him and Xin Zhao, whilst also still being able to gold card and auto. So he can gold card and auto, and then if Jarvan flashes to here, well, more like here, and then he EQs at max range, I guess he can hit and kill Xerath. Like, but whatever. Okay, so Xerath throws the thing here. Now, he doesn't want to blow flash yet, because he doesn't have a read on Xin Zhao. And you don't want to just, like, fucking, you know, do whatever to do whatever. I do think, however, that Apd0 could have popped Ghost a little bit earlier, and maybe this would get him... The other thing is that I don't understand, like, when he flashes over here, I think this is really greedy. Like, I think he should flash here. Like, just because the minion block, and because Xerath is way too far away. Unless Xerath uses flash. But if Xerath uses flash to try to snipe Apd0 or whatever, he's gonna end up, they're gonna get 2 kills. Like, so that's fine. Xerath could flash the gold card, but then it's flash for flash and the gank's negated. Okay. He gets Sheen. He hesitates. He gets a pink ward. He swaps it out. This is something that he does a lot as he gets the sweeper, because he values denying vision rather than having it. So he tabs. Sorry, I didn't get a freeze frame on his tab. So Xin has... Okay. So Xin Zhao did... Alright, so he did blue. He did red. He did wraiths. And he did golems. So, okay, you know all that's up. Like, all that was taken. Okay? So that's, like, really important. Count the enemy jungler's CS. It can tell you a lot about where they are. Okay. So he's just tabbing when he's walking back to lane. He's looking at everything that he can, which is really wise. We can also see Apd0 uses F keys. Now, here's something interesting. is basically, now, before Jarvan initiates this, okay? Now, Apto has a pink ward, all right? Now, if Jarvan were freezing this, say around here or something, okay, and Twisted Fate or Apto doesn't have to rush back to the tower to miss CS, it would be more optimal to place the pink ward down somewhere. If you're going to place it in a defensive location, somewhere around here or something, before you go into vision. That way the enemy doesn't know that you have it. So Jarvan, good guy, he ends up freezing it, but Twisted Fate was already rushing back to the lane, so it's not like he can make use of it. And now Apto decides that, what's he deciding? I guess he wants to shove? Are they going to shove together? No. Okay, so Jarvan just leaves lane. He's absorbing a little bit of XP, which can actually be a little bit bad, especially if you have Twisted Fate as a laner, because him hitting 6 is, like, really crucial. Okay, so he still hits 6. He looks top instantly. Now, this is really smart. When you mouse over this, or you just see the range, that's something that a lot of players don't do a lot. It's really important. Do that on Twisted Fate, do it on Pantheon, do it on Ziggs, do it on Xerath. You don't want to be the guy that ults, and then, like, they see the red bar go up, and, like, you're just like, oh, shit. Okay, so he sees Jarvan doing the camp here. He knows that he's denied the ward vision here with his pink ward, so it's highly unlikely that there's another ward either here or somewhere over here. So if Twisted Fate chases him at this point, he knows that Jarvan can get the flank, and he knows that, like, you can secure a kill on Xerath. Wow. Okay. And then there was a ward placed right there. So now he's going to come back into the lane. He's going to shove it really fast. And he's going to back up out of vision. And this is something that you need to do if you're playing Twisted Fate. Shove the lane, go out of vision. Especially if you're playing with Sweeper's Lens and Pink Ward, okay? Because creating panic and making the enemy mid laner have to spam missing pings is a lot of pressure to the other laners. Unless you're like low elo, then first off, don't even play Twisted Fate. Second off, don't even try to use, going into Fog of War psychology, because your own laner doesn't know that you're missing. He comes in here, so he's a little low on mana, so it looks like he's probably just going to try to get... Yeah, he's going to try to get his mana back up. That minion's able to be CS'd. I didn't think he... I guess. Okay, so I guess he's determining that Xerath was missing at that point, so rather than freezing those two minions, he just looks to shove it, which is completely fine. Shoves again. He doesn't have blue. He's going to sweep of that. Hold on 1 second, guys. I have to pause. 1 second. Getting text messages. Okay. So he clears the vision, he shows himself going into the left-hand side, and then he recalls. He gets another pink ward, because again, he's prioritizing denial of vision over just having vision. And that can come into the fact that he's also playing TF. Okay, so now he comes back to lane, and he's rushing Lichbane, which I don't totally agree with, but I guess it's okay. He'll come here, he'll shove in the lane. Now, meanwhile, he knows that top's about to reset and bottom's just resetting. Xerath gets blue, so taking a mental note of that. Shove in that wave. Now, will he drop the pink again? Now, okay, when you drop a pink like this, I don't know why the fuck Apd0's being lazy, okay? Literally, drop it right here, okay? The reason that you drop it right here is this is more awkward for Xin Zhao or Xerath to attack. No matter what way you look at it, if you just literally hug the brush, it is more awkward. It's like when I see players be lazy, like, so if this is a brush or something, like down here at Dragon, right? They just, like, place the ward randomly inside of it. They don't even, like, aim the pixel, but each like pixel actually has something different. It's kind of like how, you know, a long time ago in League there used to be a certain pixel for warding in bot lane that gave you like 15% more vision, or it's sort of like how you can ward over the edge in top lane if you literally hold your mouse at an exact location. Like, this is just being lazy. Okay. So now a pink ward gets placed in the lane, but that's completely fine. And this is important. Like, if you're ever playing against a TF or you're playing against someone that is really roam heavy and you're very curious about, like, what could be going on, you want to ward this spot because in most cases they're going to be shoving the lane from this zone and then they'll be going into a side brush. But when you're facing a person that's constantly buying pink wards and getting sweeper's lens, sometimes just warding the lane is optimal because it shows you what direction that they're going, and then you can just ping accordingly. Okay. So now Xerath has blue buff, and Twisted Fate, like, he knows that there's a warden here, right? But he's going to go to get blue, so he just throws the Q. He comes over here. I don't know if he'll red card it. I guess not, because taking this is pretty greedy, but it is pretty big in terms of XP, but also gold. Will he red card? No. Okay, he ends up giving it over to Jarvan, which is fine. He just tried to auto. Oh, mechanical errors coming out of Apd0. Okay, and so now, like, basically what Xerath's gonna do is he's just gonna try to pin him underneath the tower. But this is really bad. Like, it almost makes me wonder if he's intentionally... No, I guess not. Okay, so when Jarvan does the ping over here, okay, Twisted Fate or Apd0, okay, you have to know exactly how much ground your jungler can cover, but you also have to be aware of your own champion, all right? Flash is coming up, he has Ghost, Destiny's still down, Card's coming up, Q is already up. Aurelia is teleporting bottom, which you don't know if Rumble's going to reciprocate a teleport or if Rumble's going to shove in the lane. Either way, your ultimate is really important, but also if you can get the kill onto Xerath right now when he's overextending, and you know that there's no ward over here because he devoted the ward to the middle of the lane, okay? So basically, like, if you can just stun him, he's dead. In most cases, he will die. He gets the stun, and you notice that as he throws the stun, he's already initiating the next move. Throws the Q. Now, basically, the thing here is you don't want to move up like this. You want to move over here like this, because basically, if he continues to move up like that, and you're already moving over here, it'll work perfect for Cataclysm, because you have to be, like, over here to be able to continue to hit Xerath if he keeps moving up. If he tries to keep moving like this, then you can just keep moving like this, and it's basically like you're playing... You know, connect the dots. Okay, so Jarvan ends up going for the ult, and I don't know if he was on the same page as Jarvan going for the ult here, because you can see that his movements are a little weird. Because I feel like if he was on the same page and he knew that Jarvan was going to Cataclysm, then he would just keep moving here instead of turning left for a second. But now, because of the angle of the Cataclysm, okay, you always have to entertain stuff, you wouldn't want to move here, so he moves around to the very edges of Cataclysm so that he can still follow up with stuff. Now, he goes for the gold card, but now Xin Zhao is factored into the equation. He turns on Ghost, and he knows that, like, At this point, he knows that even if Xin like flashes and tries to get onto him, he's not going to save Xerath. So basically, the question becomes, is he going to live, and then what is Xin Zhao going to do like during all this? So when you're Twisted Fate in this situation, you just take one glance at Jarvan's HP. You only ask yourself one question: does he die? Okay, if he dies, it becomes like a flowchart. You know what I mean? And then each flowchart does something different, etc. Your goal is like, you have to think, what does Xin Zhao do? You see Xin Zhao has level 5, okay? You see he has red buff, whatever. You know that you're going to kill him. Initiates ultimate. I think this is a mistake, especially because he was already dead. Okay. So you hit him. You keep going over. Now, you have Destiny. But he ends up dying. I guess, like, he can flash if he wants to live there, but I don't think he wants to burn flash. Because you don't want to burn flash unless you capture an objective. So that was pretty bad, and it seems like Jarvan says sorry. Hold on, let me just see if that was Jarvan. I don't know Chinese, but I'll try to match up the letters. I mean, I guess it was Jarvan. Yeah, it had to be Jarvan. Okay. Okay, and so now what he's doing while he's dead is he's still making efficiency. Looking around the map, always get a potion when you're leaving Fountain, because if you get the full duration of it during a fight, it equates to Ruby Crystal. You can see that he's mouse-oving R to see the distance. Now at this point, he determines that he can't close the distance to get the R, where he would be able to kill Xin Zhao. He still watches it, but it's just basically to watch because he knows that he couldn't get the kill. Although Ezreal does hit the final Q, so maybe he's going to change course because Xin Zhao basically is just a gold card. Yep. Okay, so he was changing course, and then once Ezreal hits the Q, he's like, okay, I can just kill him with a gold card. You know, I don't have to do anything else. The other thing that he's probably considering is that, like, Xerath still, like, was just getting to mid lane and whatever, and that top lane's, like, pretty fine. Kills him with a red card, not even gold card. Shout out to Reggie. No, I'm kidding, but holy shit. Okay, so that was pretty big. Now he'll probably, because he lands that, and because he has Lich Bane, and because you can see that Xerath is moving down here now, you're probably just going to continue to kill Lucian, because Lucian got chunked. Now, I feel like most players here would flash, but you have to be aware that, okay, Xerath, no ult, okay? So even though Xerath's moving down, he has no ultimate. Sad Xerath, okay? So Xerath's like this right now. Okay, this is Xerath, alright? And you have to just basically know that, like, okay, the tower shot won't kill me, even though it's doing its ramp up and whatever, it's not going to deal enough damage. Don't flash until you know you have to flash. You have to learn this stuff as, like, memorization if you want to get better. So now he's going to recall, and now the question is do you get Amp Tome or do you get Mobility Boots? Amp Tome, okay. He gets Amp Tome, and he gets another red. I guess Apd0 doesn't know about the skill on Fountain thing. Sad life, Apd0, sad life. So now, okay, he's going to just begin moving back to mid. Good coordination by Aurelia and Jarvan. You got him. Nice. And now I think, like, what you would do in most cases is, like, okay, so you see Rumble up here, you see Morgana being an idiot, you see that she's making out with Thresh and River, okay? You see that Dragon's down, you see Ezreal's going back to this lane. By the time Ezreal gets back to this lane, the lane's going to be over here. Top lane's about to reset, Xerath's dead. First thing is, okay, check Death Timer. Okay, so DT. Alright, Death Timer, and then you're going to shove in mid lane. The reason you're going to shove in mid lane is it's basically going to say, okay, red's down, blue's down, Xin Zhao, where are you? And when you say Xin Zhao, where are you, if he doesn't come out of the woodworks, he doesn't fucking come out of the forest and, reveal himself, then you just end up getting mid-tower. Jungler shoving. This right here, when the jungler helps you shove, this is not a bad thing. You have to ask yourself, is my jungler helping me shove? Or is my jungler fucking, angry at me and he wants to steal all my money and he's the IRS, taking the taxes? This is not bad because the enemy mid laner is down and your goal is actually to get it into the tower as fast as possible. Because of your jungler, this fucking guy just died, okay? If not for Jarvan, the lane in which you are completely free right now and maybe you got an assist gold or something like that doesn't even happen. If your jungler taxes you, who gives a shit? It's basically like someone, did a bet for you or something, or like you put money on a boxing match and somehow some guy made sure that you won the boxing match and then they took a cut of the guaranteed money that they gave you, and you're like, whoa, bro, why are you taking my money, man? Even though you totally just guaranteed me that money before, and without you, I might not have even had it, but fuck, dude, get out of my lane. And you're like spamming back ping like you're some fucking third world reject. Like, no, that's not how it works, okay? Like, most annoying shit I've ever seen. Anyways. Oh, let me change this fucking, what is this? This ain't Saya fucking chandelier. Hold on. You wait 1 second. Alright, we got this. Alright, great. That's the real important stuff. Okay. Alright, we're good. Okay, so now he comes in here. Alright. You don't have ultimate. Okay, you have flash, your W, fucking on cooldown, whatever. Now, what are you thinking? Okay, alright, let's see here. Rumble's over here. You have a pink ward here, you have a pink ward here, you have a ward over here, okay. Thresh is back down here. Ezreal's coming up here. Lucian's fucking farming away. Alright. You know that Xerath is still dead. Even when he's not dead, you can check his boots or whatever to help you calculate the movement speed of when he gets back into the lane, whatever. All of this stuff is just memorized. You learn it once, you learn it forever. The same way that if I ask you right now what 2 plus 2 is, it equals 4. Okay? But if I ask you something obnoxious, like what does, 3.16 times, 492.72, equal, you don't know the answer. But if you were learning and studying obnoxious fucking shit like that, you would eventually learn the answer, and then the stuff that I'm saying right now is not actually that complex. It's basically the same way that people train for like fucking debate teams and like debate clubs, like whatever, okay? Oh look, Xin Zhao comes out of the woodwork. Now, we determine, can Xin Zhao kill me? Alright, so now we play, okay, Xin Zhao shows up. Can he kill me? No? Alright, go here. Can I harass him? Yes, go here. Can I not harass him? Okay, go here. Can I harass him but possibly risk something? Well, then that equals this. Okay? Alright, Xin Zhao comes out of the woodworks. Can I not harass him? Go here. Can I do something else? Go here. Can I, show up bottom? Go here. Can I go top? It just becomes a flowchart, and you just have to learn the answers. So anyways. And now Morgana comes out of the woodworks. Now, the other thing is you also see Morgana here. Alright, so I'm going to slow this down really quick. We're going to go to 1/4 speed. Well, I guess a little bit faster. Alright, so he hits it one more time. And I guess the reason that he hits it one more time, Apd0's no fool. He knows Morgana's here. He knows Xin Zhao here. The reason he hits it one more time is because he's basically baiting. Because he's giving the enemy... Basically, okay, so he's like, these guys are bulls, and this is a red mark, and then by basically throwing another auto attack, it's kind of like he just lets himself have another period on top of the cape, and he makes himself that much more red, and the bulls get that much more angry, okay? But in reality, the guy with the tranquilizer, aka Jarvan, is right over there, and the bulls just don't know it, so... Okay, so he gets hit. Now, in this instance, okay, if there's miscommunication, like we saw, Jarvan turned away, okay, but then he also turned back, and now what's Jarvan going to do? If you sense that your jungler won't commit or your jungler's unsure, You need to basically tell your jungler what you're thinking. So if you spam ping, or like you alt ping Xin, you're basically saying, we've got this. If you ping him back, you're basically saying, I'm dead. If you don't do anything, maybe it's because you're unsure, maybe it's just because you don't even want to bother communicating with him. But do something. He throws the Q. What? What is this? What is this? Holy shit. That's what that is. Holy fuck. Oh my god. So, okay, let me reverse engineer the situation for you. Okay, let's say that you're Morgana for a second, all right? So we're going to do this really quick. All right? Alright, so let's say that you are Morgana, okay? Now, we're going to remove Morgana as a variable, okay? If you've ever played Resident Evil, maybe you're familiar with the guy named Tyrant, right? In Resident Evil 2. Basically, Tyrant was this, like, 9-foot-tall, hulking fucking gray-skinned, like, juggernaut that he would kill you. And you did not want to be around Tyrant. Now, he didn't necessarily have to come at you, he didn't have to attack you, he didn't have to do anything. All he had to do was show up on the screen. It's kind of like you're in public and your ex-girlfriend who broke up with you because she slept with your brother's best friend or something, and they didn't tell you about it, and like, you know, she fucking got pregnant, you had a kid, you thought it was yours, but actually it was his, you know? It's kind of like you're in a cafe having a coffee on a date, and then she shows up with that guy, you know? It's like one of those awkward fucking situations where, like, she's doing CC indirectly, alright? So, like, she doesn't actually have to talk to you, doesn't have to look at you. Just by being there, she's making you uncomfortable, okay? So, with that being said, Morgana can walk up to Twisted Fate. And then Apd0 is like, okay, she's gonna throw the Q now, 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 now. Now? And then through all this, like, thought process, each one of these things has a hesitation in it, okay? Like, hesitation, 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 hesitation. This looks like CC to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't have to throw the fucking Q. Like, it doesn't have to do anything. She just has to walk up to him. Because he's determining, when are you going to throw this Q? When are you going to do it? It's kind of like when you're on a date with a guy or something, and you're like, when's he going to kiss me? You know, if like, you're like the fucking girl or something. And then like the entire date goes by and he never does. And then what ends up happening is you have all this social anxiety, and then you go home and you open up your text messenger to your friend fucking Jill. And you're like, I just don't even know. Like, I wore this low skirt and like, and I wore a push-up bra, and it's like this, it's this big old fucking dilemma. It is CC without CC, okay? So that's all Morgana had to do here. She just had to, like, wait for him to, like, fucking CC himself, okay? So, why throw the Q from here? Just walk up to him! He's gonna get, like, the floating hand. Let me show you what I fucking mean for a second. Here, I'm gonna use Boo Bear as, like, a fucking example, okay? You know what I'm talking about? Like when the guy is in the photo and he's got this going on? Do you feel me right now? Do you understand? Okay? This is what's happening. Okay? He's gonna panic, all right? If you just walk up to him and you're like, "Hey, can I have a photo?" "Yeah, sure, I'll give you a photo." No, like it doesn't fucking, like it doesn't work that way. Like fuck. Jesus. All right. So, like holy shit. Like, alright, so, she throws up, and then she, like, this is going for the kiss too early. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you're on your first date, and then you're walking up to your apartment door, and instead of, like, fumbling with your keys to let him know that you want to kiss him, it's kind of like you just, like, drop your pants, and you, like, hand him a Durex or something. Maybe a Trojan, I don't know. And, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. Like, why would you do this? This is... Holy shit, relationships end over this. Alright, so, now that we've established that. Alright, so, that was the mistake by Morgana. Because she makes the mistake, Twisted Fate's like, what the fuck? He's trying to get out of the relationship. Like, he's determined that she's a psychopath because, like, Second date, she shows up in pajamas with a sleeping bag outside his apartment door, and she's like, why didn't you open? I was here all night. And that's what, like, the chains that fucking Morgana's putting on him right now is. But in reality, Twisted Fate's just trying to piece the fuck out. This gold card is, like, his best friend that's gonna say that he slept at his house last night. Like, that's what's going on right now. Xin Zhao is kind of, like, the crazy best friend of the Morgana that, like, just kind of helps her through thick and thin. But now even he realizes that this is fucked up. Okay, so, now, gets hit with the gold card. She's like, no, I got him, the relationship's fine, come on, help me. And then, like, all right, so here comes Jill. Jill's like, all right, I believe you, okay, we can hang out, double date, you know, whatever. And then this guy's like, bro, fucking help me, man. And so, like, Twisted Fate turns and he's like, look, I'm gonna get a restraining order on you. That's basically what he's saying to Morgana right now, okay? And then from there, like, they go in, they kill Jill, all right? And then Jill's like, see, I fucking told you this was a bad idea. You know, they were, like, trying to egg his car or something, and they both get fucked. Oh, man. White Chicks. And now, like, Apd0 is kind of like the person, like Terry Crews from White Chicks. Here, let me show you if you don't know what I mean. Hold on. I'm going to show you what Apd0's like right now. Like, this is basically fucking... This is Apd0, right here. Okay? We're about to witness what Apd0 and Jarvan are right now. Okay? This is Apd0, right here. Do you understand? This is him, okay? He's free, all right? He's a single, independent man. He don't need no woman, all right? Like, this is what's going on in Apd0's mind right now. All right, great. I'm glad that we established this. Okay, so let us get back to the breakdown that is Apd0. Great. Okay. Wonderful. I'm sorry, like, the binding, like, really just set me off. Like... And, like, Rumble, this is, like, the fucking, like, the sad ex-girlfriend. She's like, I'm here, you know? But it just, like, doesn't matter. You know? Oh. So anyways, okay, so he comes in here, he trinkets this because he's most likely just gonna recall. So, like, you know, just do the sweeper before you recall. There's no reason not to, especially if you're gonna, like, upgrade it or just, like, whatever. Okay? So he comes back, and it looks like he's gonna go into Seeker's Arm Guard, and this is because you want to prioritize defensive mindset. When you start getting a lead, because the best way to solidify your advantage is not by getting another handgun. The analogy that I give is kind of like World War Z, right? If you've ever seen World War Z, it's a show about, like, the fucking planet gets attacked by, like, zombie-esque stuff, okay? And what ends up happening is, in one part, this Brad Pitt, he tapes magazines around his forearms. So if the zombies do bite him, it hits, you know, like, the forearm, the magazines, and he can't bite through it. He does that instead of equipping another handgun or getting a shotgun or getting a machine gun, because machine guns and shotguns are nice and all, but if you get surprise attacked or something happens that you're not prepared for, you don't have a defense to buffer time for you. And in one of the scenes, the zombies do end up biting, and they bite into the magazines, and he ends up living because of that. Because defense is, like, the only way to invincibility is through defense, not offense. Alright. Let's just play the video. Okay. Okay, so he comes in here, he throws a blue card. Now, basically, at this point, when Zeroth's doing this, I don't even know what he's thinking. Maybe he's already, like, conceded the game. But, like, so let's go back to what Apd0's thinking right here, okay? Okay, so you see a trade happen top lane, right? Aurelia kills Rumble, but also, you know, Xin Zhao's up here. So there's no help coming to him. You see your two teammates coming up through their jungle, so if you can get Xerath underneath his turret at this point, you know that you can just fork him like this, and then you also gain control of the tower, thus granting your team superior map vision. Constantly shove this in to deny vision. Let me pause and say that just because, like, sometimes the best defense is a good offense, right? But that's not like what I'm saying. I'm not saying play defensive the entire time and counter everything. No, I'm saying be wise through your offense or like through your defense, okay? Sometimes it is an offensive maneuver to build defenses. Do you know? If you know that people are coming to attack your fortress or something, it's not necessarily defense by you setting up guards and archers and like fortifying it. That's technically an offensive maneuver. You're being proactive. You are setting up something that you know will be greater than their offense, and it'll nullify it because your fortification is stronger, right? So strength in itself sometimes is an offensive word. But yeah, don't misinterpret like what I'm saying. So, okay, Dragon comes up here. He drops the ward inside a brush. And basically, like, what you want to do here is you want to zone them out of this. This is what I call the Strait of Athens, okay? Because if you gain control of this when Dragon's coming up, okay, and your team controls it, it's absolutely gigantic, just due to the, like, trajectories that it supports, okay? Now, with mid coming in like this, before they get Dragon, it would be, like, optimal to know what's going to happen in mid lane. But you can see that no one's here, so it's not like it's going to be shoved in. So now Apd0, all he wants to do is he wants to get behind Jarvan because he is utility. He's, like, utility right now. He doesn't have insane amounts of AP. He has 134, and he has Lichbane proc. So he needs to get behind Aurelia, and he needs to get behind Jarvan. But at the same time, he wanted to provide his team with vision and control over the Dragon Pit. So now when this starts to happen, okay, and they begin to shuffle out, he knows that his teammates will be over here and he can be over here. If he's over here, it's perfect for his Q. Do you know what I mean? But he's also in a safe zone because he can just back off like this, and if they come out like this, then he can stand somewhere in this region and his Q is still perfect. And if his teammates engage and initiate, then the big fight's happening over here, the attention's over here, and then Apd0's safe to come up. You don't always just have to stand behind your enemy.
이거 눈에 넣어.
응?
이거야?
저기.
이거?
저기요.
이거는 눈에 넣는 거
Okay.
아니래.
So basically what ends up happening here is a teleport comes in. Did he lock that? No, I don't think so. No, okay, all right. So he gets the gold card, the teleport's coming in. Now he has to determine, is it worth stunning the person that comes out of teleport, or do you have to stun someone over here? But you see Lucian, the high priority target, is right there. So you're most likely, let's see, he holds it, and then he throws it on Morgana so that she can't go forward because he knows that she doesn't have Zanya's. So stunning her here is gigantic. So it stuns her, fucks her up, and then he throws the Q, and then he gets to the back a little bit because the reason that you want to get to the back right now is even though you have the Lichbane proc, maybe he'll walk up to throw it, as you can see his cursor's right here or something. He's mostly on cooldown, and he has stacked deck. So he wants to make use of that before completely backing off and waiting for his cooldowns to reset. So you see, he just goes in, he throws, he backs off, and then he goes back in because his cooldown's about to be up. And he knows that Xerath is at low mana, so Xerath can't really do anything. He's at 84 mana, he has blue buff, he has Athene's Unholy Grail, so it's going to regenerate relatively quickly, but he is confident that from this angle, from the thing that he's memorized, that he can get off another card. Rumble's out of the picture, and Lucian's out of the picture, because if Lucian comes back in, if Lucian stops in this angle, and his E isn't up, then Apd0 can angle a Q to kill him. Now the question is, will Apd0 Destiny? And the question is yes, and he instantly just goes on Lucian. one thing that you always want to do is prioritize shutdowns over objectives if it means like getting like more like basically if it's more EV. So basically, okay, sometimes people often hear me talk about how objective is king, right? Objective is king, CS is queen. Okay, Jesus, I can't write. CS is queen, and kill is king, or kill is rook. Okay, this is the analogy that I always give. Okay, so objective, CS, kill. That is the importance in League of Legends. Okay, like this is the this is the top of the mountain. All right. So, anyways, if you can get a kill, all right. So let's use this chart. Okay, objective, CS, kill. If the kill, okay, grants you, so basically off killing these guys, they're going to get this CS, okay? They're going to get the kills in general, okay? They're also probably going to get this objective and an objective through map pressure, okay? So you have to always determine. Don't just, like, look at some of the shit that I say and take it as gospel, because it's not gospel. Always, like, weigh your options. In the same sense, if you can prioritize towers before getting dragons, always do so, because then it basically nullifies the map through a fog of war. Apd0's hand positioning is interesting. Okay. Oh, my throat is like really starting to die. Ah, the strep. Fuck. Okay. Alright. Now he's gonna come over, he's gonna get blue. I don't agree with this. I would rather, like, Jarvan just do Gromp, or whatever before giving TF blue, because you know that the lane's shoving in. So I disagree with this. This is very inefficient. There's no reason to rush blue right now, because basically the onus is on the enemy team to do something at this point. So even though Apd0's going over to get blue, I don't think he would have wanted to. I think this is really bad. If you're a jungler in this instance and your laner has CS to get in mid lane and you don't have to rush blue, for some other reason, like, Jarvan doesn't have to go top. Jarvan doesn't have to rush mid lane. His red's not up, dragon's not up. He doesn't have to, rush to recall, his HP is low. No, none of that's present. Let your laner get the CS before getting that objective. Ugh. So now he shoves in the wave. So now this is assumed, okay, so pink ward, pink ward. This is assumed black. All this, well, except for maybe this, okay? So all of this is assumed black. The enemy can't see any of this. All right, so if all of this is black, all right, I mean, I could switch to the color black, but I'm not going to do that, okay? So if all of this is black, then what the fuck are you going to do? So you're going to move up here, okay? Now, if you place a ward here, is it safe? Yes. Okay. Did Xin Zhao just show up somewhere that was, over here or over here? If the answer is yes to that, then is this ward safe? Yes. Is this ward greater than this ward? Well, is mid tower down? Yes. Where will the mid laner farm his minion wave? Most likely here. So this ward is best. It's basically, again, it goes back to a flowchart. You know what I mean? And then you just determine, is a ward here good? Yes. Why is this ward here good? Because if someone comes out from over here, it is unlikely that they will end up, clearing that or whatever. It's also unlikely that they will commit pink wards to this ward this brush right now. Additionally, if you ward here, you're likely often to spot a pink ward if it is present. So now we've determined through how the map looks and how everything else looks that this ward is okay, this ward is superior, this ward is okay as well. So the conditions for this ward wasn't met, so Apd0 just dropped the ward like in front of Wraiths. Caesaroth. So what happened did occur, but we didn't have vision of Xin Zhao, so it was too risky to drop this ward. Because if you drop this ward and Xin Zhao was coming out, it's really like dangerous territory, especially if he was like waiting. He comes here, he drops this ward, the reason this ward is so important. I would have liked to have seen it a little further up, but I can understand the reasoning behind this because it shows a little bit like over here and whatever. Not over here, but like it shows, you know, it shows you basically people like coming into red and whatever. If it's over here, this can appear a little bit dark for, you know, some people's likings. But you notice how it's on the very tip. Like literally the pixel is perfect. You always want to aim to do that. If you have the ward up here a little bit, maybe this is actually still dark and it's inefficient. Always just, you know, it doesn't take any effort to just learn the perfect positioning and then just do it. And if you're trying to always play the best that you can, like tryharding, then, you know, just do that. Okay, teleport comes in. He already threw the Q. After he threw the Q, he DI'd backwards. Now, what has just been determined is that they would get the kill, their teleporter comes here, which means that if Xerath or anyone comes over here, a flank is set up, even though Apd0's moving over here. Apd0 still has some safety inside of here because you know that there's no ward here, you know there's no ward here, so there's no line of sight. So even if someone was coming up and they're about to come into vision, like right here, and come up to get Apd0, he can easily just break down and hug in the bottom of the pit, and he will be taking a little bit of damage from the red camp, but not too much. And then if that ends up happening, it sets up for a perfect flank by Aurelia, who's teleporting. Or is that Aurelia? It's Aurelia, yeah. Rumble comes over here. Apd0 goes Terry Crews on Xerath. They end up getting the 2 kills. And then Apd0, he already basically said, okay, my teammates can get that kill. Soloq, you know, KS does not exist. You don't need to be greedy, okay? If Apd0 got that assist gold, okay, and it was spread out over him and Jarvan, you know, whatever, then he ends up getting 75 gold in most cases, okay? Is 75 gold greater than this? The answer is no. So if this owns 75 gold, you go to here if you know this can be secured. Okay. Really nice control. So, okay, like, so Ezreal's getting hit. He throws the gold card in on Morgana. Did she even black shield? Wait a minute. What? What are you doing? Yeah, let me just go in and out, you know, before casting black shield, even though Twisted Fate has basically shown me that he's gonna lock in a gold card. What is that? Okay. The other thing that he doesn't even have to be worried about is he knows that Xerath doesn't have ultimate. So you don't have to worry. I mean, Xerath's dead, but in the event that Xerath had a ult, then it would just be kind of whatever. Okay, so he comes down here, and this is the beauty about soloq, okay? Is unless, like, Ezreal here is hard carrying you, then you give him the CS, okay? If Ezreal is, like, 16, fucking 3 and 8 or something with a lot of CS, and, you know, like, you can give him said CS, give it to him. I don't care if you complete your Zonias. I don't care if you complete your death cap, okay? You don't cut your nose to spite your face because, contrary to popular belief, sometimes the way to win a match is to let yourself get carried. In this instance, however, it would be incorrect. So Twisted Fate ends up killing it. So now he comes up mid and he starts poking. Destiny is up though. So this just basically is them saying, hey, our items are way stronger than yours, and we're gonna just kind of, you know, run you down mid. And what this ends up doing is when you force a fight in mid like this, okay, this lane shoves back into you, okay, insufficient for the enemy, okay. When Dragon does come up, you've sieged this for so long that any wards that they could have placed around like Dragon or Baron when Baron does come up will have died unless it was a pink ward. But you kill a pink ward, it goes away anyway. It's not like you have to sweep it, it's not like you have to pink ward it, not like you have to oracle it and walk into it or something. None of that fucking occurs, okay? The other thing is this lane is very ugly for them. So you just do a siege in mid. Now, here is the thing that a lot of players don't do, and this is something that I tweeted months ago about when Wei Zhao retired. You see this out of a lot of the highest level players, but you don't see it out of any of the great players. You see it out of only the greatest. Is like, Zhao used to be known for arcane shifting in with Ezreal. He would arcane shift in with fights. Uzi is known for, or Uzi, however you pronounce it, jumping into fights as Tristana with W. And it seems insane, it seems erratic, it seems nonsensical. But they've determined and they've put enough trust. Now here, don't do this in solo queue unless you're really high. They've put enough trust into their teammates to where they determined that, you know, like Twisted, like Apd0 is aware I have Zhonya's, Apd0 is aware I have Flash, Apd0 is aware that I have Destiny if I can go into a 1v1 versus someone without CC. So he can go over here, throw the Q, try to chunk them, deny the CS from continuing to go down, demand attention, and if they collapse on him right here, it lines up the trajectory perfectly, and if he can draw them into here, then that means his teammates will get the tower, and he still has methods to be able to escape. So he knows this, and he's like, okay guys, I'm going in. So this is kind of like the person inside of like the war hero movies that all of a sudden, like, you know, you're turtling out a position and you're sieging it, and you know, there's fire coming in at you. You know what I mean? So like these guys are in like a bunker and they're shooting out at the enemy and the enemy's shooting out at them. And then this is that one fucking hero that he's like Leroy Jenkins, except he's not as retarded as Leroy Jenkins. And so what he does is he goes out of the bunker and he runs head on at the enemy. And then they don't know what the fuck to do, so they start shooting it like it's a goddamn bird and you're playing Duck Hunt. And so they put all the focus on them. And that draws all the attention away from your allies, and it also enables them to have a superior fight. Oh, I don't know what I just did. Okay, hold on one second. Zhonya's. Irelia, 2 kills. Jarvan, 2 kills. Who's the real carry? Twisted Fate. It's like that video that was on YouTube that hit front page Reddit, Who's the Real Carry? And it shows like the Thresh doing fucking everything, but, you know, the Lucian presses Q and autos twice and gets the kill, so, you know, he's the carry. No, Twisted Apd0's the fucking carry here. He literally just like carried them through an unwinnable victory. Not unwinnable, but he did this. This was not his teammates. Shove up mid, get this. If dragon comes up, you can fall back, you get dragon before you recall. Now let's think, okay, from this instance, all right, what are you thinking? Okay, you're thinking, let's hit tab, okay. All right, what are their death timers? Okay, so yeah, we can kill this. All right, their death timers, when I am right here, still has 10 seconds. Okay, that means I can probably go and kill wolves if I need it for an item. Is their death timer 20 seconds? Oh, well, then I can kill wolves, I can probably get this. Is this lane really ugly and, like, their minion wave is going to shove into the tower? Okay. Well, then it's probably unlikely that anyone's going to come like this or whatever. Do you have a timer on their blue? Does the blue say 4 minutes from now or something? Okay, well, then it's highly unlikely as well that the jungler or Zeroth will go down to blue. Is Baron coming up soon? Yeah, it is, in 20 minutes. Is that the next major objective that's not Dragon or something? Okay, yeah. So, okay, that means that they're going to walk out of this base like this and probably go and ward up their red side jungle, since that's the side of the map that favors them. You can be doing this, which is 3 minutes into the future, right now. You can be thinking about it. Point he goes Merc Treads because defense, you know, just fucking live. I don't know what Lucian's thinking. 엄마, 담배,
담배.
눈 아파.
이거 눈에 넣는 거야?
잠깐만. Wait, guys. Dude, no, close the door. Anytime you smoke, my eyes. Okay. Alright, so he ends up coming over, he kills Lucian. Now he stays top lane. I think he has to keep running. Well, I guess they just surrender, and so that's the end of the game. Oh, okay. So that was it for that match. Oh, fuck.